What's up, everybody? How you doing? Today we're going to look at some exercises using our major scales. Now, I feel that a lot of the young students are in a hurry to get over the major scales and work onto more hip sounding scales in jazz. But let's face it, the major scale is one of the most fundamental scales, not only in jazz, but in Western music. And if we don't know it thoroughly and musically, there's no point moving on to the more advanced stuff. And the major scale can sound pretty hip. So we're going to have a look at a few musical exercises involving phrases by some of the legends in jazz music. And we're going to have a look at some ways we can take those phrases and make some exercises that are both musical and technical. So our first phrase is by one of the pioneers of jazz flute, Wayman Carver. Let's have a listen to one of his phrases he played on Sweet Sue. So it's this phrase of the solo that I would like to expand upon. Let's just play. I'm just going to play that phrase for you. So that is just a little musical cell that goes down our G major scale. It's in the key of G major. So I'm going to write out that phrase throughout our G major scale in one octave. Have a listen to that. So it's quite a challenge, especially over the change between registers. So that's a nice little ornamental way to approach our G major scale. For our second phrase, let's move over to the trumpet. We're going to look at Lee Morgan's solo on Hank's Shout. Have a listen to this phrase. We're going to stay in G major, by the way. So it's this phrase of his solo that I would like to concentrate on. I'm going to play through that phrase. So if we look at the target notes of that phrase, you can see it moves down our G major scale in thirds. So the pattern goes like this, right? So we can expand upon that. It's in our key of G major. So I'm going to start from my high G and I'm going to take that pattern. It's essentially a scale in thirds with some passing notes. Have a listen. That's a really nice way to approach our G major scale. You can also invert that and move in an upwards motion. Have a listen. So that's a nice musical way to work on your G major scale. Our third jazz phrase we're going to look at is by Frank Wess. Have a listen to this. He plays over Perdido. We're going to change key. We're going to go to our B flat major right now. Okay, so here is the phrase that I want to look at. Okay, so that is moving up and down our B flat major scale. It's a really nice musical pattern. I'm going to look at just this part of the phrase right now, and I'm going to continue that phrase in the pattern motion, moving down my B flat major scale. So this phrase moves in a motion of thirds. So the phrase begins on our D, we move down to our B flat for the next cell, then we move to our G for the next cell. So we can continue that phrase down, moving in a thirds motion. So I'm going to play that phrase right now, moving down the range of the instrument. Okay, we can invert that and move upwards. Nice. I'm going to expand upon that and use the second bar of what Frank Wess plays. The whole phrase is like this. And then he starts the next phrase on one note below. So the whole musical motion moves down in a stepwise way from his D to his C, etc. We can continue that down the range of the instrument. Have a listen. What a great sound. And we can invert that. We can move in an upwise motion from our, I'm going to start on my B flat and go up. Have a listen. What a beautiful sound that is. So I hope these gave you some inspiration in terms of learning your major scales in a more musical way. Going up and down is boring and it doesn't help with our improvising, but finding these little nuggets of information from jazz legends is a great way to incorporate language into our practice. If you want to dig a little deeper on this, you can go to the Jazz Flute Academy and check out our new ebook, The Major Scale Bootcamp. Plenty of stuff to work on there. In the meantime, I hope that's been some help for you, and I hope to see you again soon.